Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, रामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Harita from Texas, welcoming all of you to this mid-morning Japa session. Thank you all for attending this session. So, before going to our next session, that is Nectar of Devotion, I would request. I'm sorry for the glitch. So before going to our next session, that is Nectar of Devotion, I would request the devotees on the call to please introduce themselves.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago. All glories to your services, Mataji, and happy Ekadashi.
Hare Krishna, Shamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call and thank you for encouraging me, Mataji. And all glories to your wonderful services, Mataji, and happy Ekadashi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devadasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me this opportunity to serve. Welcome to the call, Mataji, and all glories to your wonderful services and happy Ekadashi, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. This is Balavinda. All glories to Sri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Balavrinda, thank you for joining all the sessions, Amma. In the summer, you are utilizing it very nicely in Bhakti. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and our Vaishnava Vrunda from Atlanta. Bal Vrunda ki jai ho.
Jai. Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your association on this call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Vrunda
Krishna,
Gopika
Harita
Mataji.
Mataji,
Jai.
Dandot
Thank you, Mataji.
Pranams. Sorry. Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, Dandot Pranams to you, Dandot Pranams all devotees here. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Sumi from Chennai, India.
Hare Krishna Sumi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your wonderful association. And welcome to the call, Mataji, and happy Ekadashi. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I once again welcome all of you to this mid-morning Japa session of Bhakti Sangha. So our next session would be Nectar of Devotion by Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji, and it is chapter 18. Hare Krishna Kirtida Sundari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Welcome to the call, Mataji, and thank you for giving your valuable time and association today and enlightening us on this topic. Before handing over the call to you, Mataji, I'll just read Srila Prabhupada's quote, Mataji. Just pulling it out. So today is July 24th. You cannot stop war and go on killing animals. There will be so many accidents for killing. When Krishna kills, he kills wholesale. When I kill one after another. But when Krishna kills, they assemble all the killers and kill. New York, July 24th, 1971. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Mataji, and wish you a happy Ekadashi. Please take over the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Oh, thank you so much, Harita Mataji. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining us. Wish you all a very, very happy Ekadashi. So let's get started. So we will chant our Mangalacharan prayers. Thank you so much for your association. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथामृतं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखामृतांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं अंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। My humble obeisances to each and every one of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhuvaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hari Koti Vaishnavindi ki jai. All the assembled Vaishnavas ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we are in the third Lahari, the third wave of Purva Vibhag, the third wave of Eastern Division of our Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. So in this third Lahari, in this third wave, Srila Rupa Goswami is describing the Bhava Bhakti, that how a sadhaka progresses from Samanya Bhakti to Sadhana Bhakti. In Sadhana Bhakti also first accepts the Vaidhi Bhakti, then move on to Raganuga Bhakti, and then one comes on to the level of Bhava Bhakti. And final Lahari of this Vibhag, of this division, is Prema Bhakti. So in this Bhava Bhakti, in the last section also we saw that how Srila Rupa Goswami first of all describes the definition of Bhava Bhakti. And then what are the primary and the secondary characteristics of Bhava Bhakti. In defining the characteristics, the primary and the secondary characteristics of Bhava Bhakti, Srila Rupa Goswami first of all brings up the point that the most important is that it is seen on a Shuddh Sattva level. If anybody is in the material modes, maybe in the mode of goodness, forget about passion and ignorance. Even if somebody is on the mode of goodness and is exhibiting some symptoms, they cannot be regarded as bhava bhakti. Why? Because this characteristics of bhava bhakti is Shuddh Sattva Visheshatma. When somebody is on the unadulterated goodness. Then the another is Chitta Marshne, means the heart. The heart becomes very soft. That is what is known as bhava bhakti. And the secondary characteristics that was described was that it is regarded as the first ray of prema bhakti. Just like the sun shines, when the sun shines, the rays come out. So the first ray of sun, which also illuminates everything, is compared to as bhava bhakti, whereas the sun in total is compared to as prema bhakti. So after describing all this, that what is the definition and what are the characteristics, then Srila Rupa Goswami describes the different ways by which one can attain bhava bhakti. And in different ways, we saw that there are two ways, that is by sadhana bhakti. And in sadhana bhakti comes Vaidhi and Raga Nuga, by which one can come to the level of bhava bhakti, starting from Adho Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajana Kriya, then Anartha Nivritti, then Nishtha, then Ruchi, then Asakti, and finally Bhav, and then Prema. But there is another way that by which one can attain bhava bhakti. It is by kripa. Now this kripa can be directly from Lord Shri Krishna, or it can be from the pure devotees of the Supreme Lord. Because the Supreme Lord, the devotees of the Supreme Lord, they also carry Krishna in their heart, and they are equally potent to distribute His mercy to anyone and everyone. And this mercy comes in three ways: through Vachik, when they speak the blessings. Another way is through Darshan. Darshan Pavitra Karo Eitamaragan. That is the quality of a Vaishnava. That just by seeing the Vaishnava, one becomes purified. So just by Darshan also, one can get the symptoms of Bhav. And finally, through Harda. Through Harda is when Krishna or his pure devotee, they give their heartfelt blessings, even though they may not utter some words and give blessings directly, but in their heart, they give their blessings. So we saw the examples of each and every one of these things. But now the question comes that there are many devotees who may exhibit these symptoms of bhav. What are the symptoms of bhav? Like crying, tears flowing from eyes, hair standing on one's end, faltering of the voice, then the throat getting choked up, or fainting. And there are many symptoms of bhava bhakti. And these symptoms of bhava bhakti can be shown in any devotee. So then Srila Rupa Goswami says that just by seeing these symptoms, we cannot come to this final understanding that the person is on the level of bhav. Because coming on to the level of bhav is not an easy process. The very characteristic is that one should be on the level of unadulterated goodness. So if somebody is exhibiting these symptoms of bhav, how can we understand whether those symptoms are the genuine symptoms or they are just fake? In this regard, once in 26th Avenue, where Srila Prabhupada first started this ISKCON movement in New York, Prabhupada personally was not there, but they were his disciples who were doing Sankirtan. Suddenly, one devotee entered. I'll just call him as a devotee. But he came for the very first time, or maybe second time. He came, and as soon as he started participating in Sankirtan, he started rolling on the ground, which is also one of the symptoms of power. So he started rolling on the ground. And all the devotees were bewildered that, wow, this person is having so much love for Lord Shri Krishna that just by hearing Sankirtan, just by participating in Sankirtan, he is developing the symptoms of power. So they were thinking that if we'll stop him, then it might be an offense. And they didn't know what to do. He was rolling on the ground, he was fainting, and again rolling on the ground. And they called Srila Prabhupada. But Prabhupada, this is a scenario, what should we do? And Prabhupada said that just kick him. If you kick him, if he's really on the level of bhav, he'll not be offended. And then you will come to me. The devotees followed the order of their spiritual master. And they kicked that person. As soon as the first kick he got so offended that he said that he started blaspheming the devotees. And he finally left that Sankirtan. This was reported to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada said, see, everybody, those who are exhibiting these symptoms, may not be on the level of power. So we have to be very careful. But then, what is the criteria? That Srila Rupa Goswami explains in this chapter. So I'll share my screen. This is chapter number 18 of Eastern Vibhag, Eastern Division. Character of one in ecstatic love. So he's saying that you have these points. If somebody fulfill these points and exhibiting the symptoms of bhava, then one can understand that yes, that bhava bhakti is a genuine bhava bhakti. Okay, what are those bullet points? Then Srila Rupa Goswami quote these two verses. Shantir avyartha kalatvam viraktirmana shunyata ashabandha samakuntha namagane sadaruchi asaktis tadgunakhyane pritis tadvasati stale itiyatnutbhavasyu jata bhavankure jane. Iti adyo anubhavasya jata bhavan pure jane. So Srila Rupa Goswami here mentions that if somebody is fulfilling all these 9 characteristics, then you can understand that this bhava bhakti has sprouted in the heart of that devotee. Bhavankure has sprouted, that bhava bhakti has sprouted. Okay, what are the characteristics? First, he says is Shanti. Shanti refers to that he is very peaceful, very perseverant in his or her dealings. Okay, that is the first characteristics that Srila Rupa Goswami describes. That a person is very, very reserved, very perseverant. Next is avyartha kalatvam. Avyartha kalatvam. Kalatvam means time. One doesn't waste. Even a single second is not wasted. They don't take time for granted. They know that this Krishna consciousness has to be executed on urgent basis. They can't let go the time wasted in some mundane things. So avyartha kalatvam. A person who's on Bhava Bhakti level will not waste even a single moment without doing any activity regarding Krishna consciousness. Third is Virakti. So here also Prabhupada in English has mentioned. First, he's saying he is always anxious to utilize his time in the devotional service of the Lord, and he does not like to be idle. He wants service always, 24 hours a day without deviation. So this is Avyartha Kalatvam. He is always reserved and perseverant, means Shanti. Virakti. Virakti means that he is always detached from all material attraction. He has accepted a kind of renunciation. Means he may not be accepted the renounced order of life, but is renounced from all the material attractions. So that is Virakti. Next is Mana Shunyata. Mana means our respect. Shunyata means zero. So the person who is on this Bhava Bhakti is Mana Shunyata. He doesn't long for any respect from others. He gives respect, but he doesn't need any respect from others. He is not longing, he is not hankering for any respect from others. Asha Bandha. Asha Bandha means that he is very, very hopeful, having hope against hope that my Krishna will protect me and Krishna will bestow his mercy upon me. That is Asha Bandha. So Shanti, Avyartha Kalatvam, Virakti, Mana Shunyata, and fifth is Asha Bandha. Sixth is Samat Kuntha. Samat Kuntha means that he is always enthusiastic in serving the Supreme Lord. Nam Gane Sada Ruchi. That is the seventh one. That he is always attached, eager, having this ruchi, having taste in Nam Gane. Nam means in chanting the holy names. Gan means in singing, doing kirtan, sankirtan. Sada, always. He is having that taste. Next is Asaktis Tad Gunakhyane. That is the eighth one. That he is always eager. He is always having asakti. Asakti means attraction. Attraction towards what? Towards gunakhyane, towards describing the qualities of the Supreme Lord. Means jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Udesh. Whomsoever he or she meets will always describe about the Supreme Lord and his transcendental qualities. The ninth one is Preeti Stat Vasati Sthale. Having Preeti, having affection towards what? Towards the places where the Supreme Lord performed his pastimes. For example, Mathura, Dwarka, Navadvip Dham, Jagannath Puri Dham, Vrindavan Dham. Right? So he is having that Preeti, affection towards the abode of the Supreme Lord and wants to stay in that abode. Iti adyanubhavasu jata bhavankure chali. Anyone who is having all these qualities, one can understand that bhava bhakti has sprouted in his heart. So these are the 9 characteristics. Now one by one, Srila Rupa Goswami will describe. First, he is describing about avyartha kalatvam. So he is not talking about Shanti because in English, it is Avyartha Kalattam which is described first. So he is following the same order. So he'll describe about Avyartha Kalattam. And he is quoting from Hari Bhakti Shubhodaya. What he's saying? Vagpistuvanto manasa smarantas tanvanamanto piyanisham natripta bhakta shravannetra jala samagram ayu hare eva samarpayanti. So what he's saying is utilization of time. That he is always anxious to utilize his time in the devotional service of the Lord. He doesn't want to sit idle. And he always wants service, 24 hours a day. Vagvistuvanto manasa smarantas. An unalloyed devotee who has developed ecstatic love of Krishna, he is always engaged. Vagdhi, through his Vak Shakti, he is always reciting the stutis of the Supreme Lord. Through his mind, he is always remembering. Manasa Smarantas, he is always remembering, thinking about the Supreme Lord. Tanva means through his through his body, is offering namanto, is offering obeisances or bowing down towards the Supreme Lord. Apyanisham na tripta, and with his body, he either offers obeisances by bowing down or engages in some other verses. Api anisham na tripta, and he is not even satisfied. Satisfied means he doesn't feel satiated that, oh, I have paid enough of obeisances, I have done enough of service. Natripta is not satisfied. Bhakta Shravan Netra Jala. And while doing all these activities, what he's doing, he's shedding the tears. Means the symptoms of Bhava Bhakti is seen. Samagram. Bhakta Shravan Netra Jala Samagram. Ayur Harer. And in this way, his whole ayu, his whole life is spent in engaging in the service of the Lord, not wasting even a single moment. So an unalloyed devotee who has developed ecstatic love for Krishna is always engaging his words in reciting prayers to the Lord, mind always thinking for the Krishna, and body always offering obeisances. During these ecstatic activities, he sometimes shed tears, means shows some symptoms of bhav. And in this way, his whole life is engaged in the service of the Lord, and not a moment is wasted on any other engagement. This is avyartha kalatvam. Okay. Now comes the first one, which is being described later. So here he says that editors notice that verse 29 is placed before 27 to fit the English text, because in English it is being described that the avyartha kalatvam is defined first and then shantir. But anyways, point is that all 9 are described. Tatraha Shanti. Now he is saying about Shanti. So first, Shanti is perseverance. So he is giving the definition. What is perseverance? Shobha hitav abhiprapte shantir abhi akshubhitatmana mata. Means persistence or perseverance in doing something despite having difficulty. So means one is very determined. He's having very perseverance is there, persistence is there, but at the same time, it's not that, see, maintaining your patience when the time is conducive, it's very easy. But the point is to maintain your patience and tolerance level when reversals are there in one's life. It's easy to sail when the ocean is very calm. But point is that you have to sail when the ocean is having lot of turbulence. At that time, maintaining one's patience. So this is also, Shanti means that you have to be persistent in doing your duties. You should be very determined, stay committed, despite having difficulty. Means in reversals also, one should be very patient. When a person is undisturbed, remaining undisturbed even in the presence of various cause of disturbance, he is called reserved or persevering. This is the definition of Shanti. Shanti doesn't mean peacefulness, only peacefulness. Shanti means that a person is very reserved, very perseverant, very patient, tolerant. And he's quoting from Yatha Pratme, means he's quoting an example from Srimad Bhagavatam. Tammopayantam pratiyantu vipra Ganga cha devi dhrita chittamishe द्विजो पृष्ठः कुकुहकस्ताक्षको takshako dasha alamgayata vishnugata. So this is regarding Parikshit Maharaj pastime. When Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Shringi, that within 7 days Takshak will come, the snake bird will come and will bite Parikshit Maharaj, and Parikshit Maharaj will leave his body. At that time, Srila Sutta Goswami describes the behavior of King Parikshit. The king says, Parikshit Maharaj says, when he renounced everything, he sat on the banks of river Ganga. Then all the sages, they all came and they were present before him. So at that time, Srila Sukdev Goswami had not come. All the other sages were present, and Parikshit Maharaj renounced everything and sat on the banks of river Ganga waiting for Takshak to come and bite him. So at that time, he is requesting the sages. What he is saying, my dear Brahmanas, you should always accept me as your surrendered servant. Tam mo payatam pratiyantu vipraha. O Vipras, consider me as a surrendered soul unto you. I have come, Ganga cha Devi Dhrita Chitta Mishi. I have come to the bank of river Ganga just to devote my heart, my chitta, unto the lotus feet of Isha, of Lord Shri Krishna. So please bless me that Mother Ganga may also be pleased with me and gives me shelter at her banks. Dijaprashtaha kuhakas takshakova. Let the curse of that Brahmana Shingi, the Brahmana's son, so Shamik Rishi's son, fall upon me. Let that curse come. I have the power. See, Parikshit Maharaj had the power to counter curse, to nullify that curse. But he didn't attempt. He said, okay, it is the will of the providence. This is what my Supreme Lord wants. He has sanctioned it, so I'll accept it. So he says that I do not mind. Let the curse of the Brahmanas fall upon me. And I do not mind. Let that Takshak come and bite me. But I only request that at the last moment of my life, Dashatvalam Gata Vishnu Gata, you all please kindly chant the holy names of Lord Vishnu so that I may realize his transcendental qualities. Now, this is the classic example of being perseverant, of being tolerant, of being patient. Parikshit Maharaj had everything in his hand. He was young. He was practically an emperor of this entire Bhumandal, and he was cursed. He had the power to nullify the curse, to counter curse it, but he accepted it as the will of the providence, and he said, okay, now let that curse be successful. Let that curse fall upon me. I don't mind. But what he is asking, that only thing, O Brahmanas, I want, that when I leave this body, you should kindly chant the holy names of Lord Vishnu. This is being determined, being fixed in one's duty, even after facing so many difficulties. We do have difficulties in our life. And for every person, their difficulty is the biggest. But if we see the Shastras, then we see the examples of Parikshit Maharaj, we see the example of Pandavas. In comparison to them, what we are facing is nothing. Parikshit Maharaj, like what he did, that he got a death sentence. It was way more than he deserved. But he accepted, because he said that this is my Krishna who has sanctioned, so I will accept it. So this is the example of Shanti, that how a devotee gets this Shanti. He is always Shant. He is very perseverant and he is very reserved. Then the third is Virakti. So Rupa Goswami is then describing this Virakti. And he's saying, This virakti is detachment. Viraktir indriyanartham shar arochakata swayam. That this virakti is what? It is the detachment. This is indriyartham. When the sense enjoyments, when the senses, they are engaged in sense enjoyment. But the devotee somehow gets developed this transcendental love for Krishna, and his senses are no longer attracted by material desires. This state of mind is called detachment. So, this is also very important to understand this line that the senses are always desiring sense enjoyment. Now, the devotee is also in his prime youth where he can enjoy and engage in sense enjoyment. The senses are capable of. Now, someone at the age of 80 says that now I want to renounce and accept celibacy in my life. Hey, come on, you are at the age of 80. But if somebody at the age of 40 says that now from here onwards, I want to experience this virakti, I want to get this virakti and I want to be celibate, makes sense. Because his senses are competent enough that he can enjoy and engage in some sense enjoyment. But voluntarily, he is giving up so-called soul sense enjoyment because he has developed that transcendental love for Krishna. So senses are no longer attracted by material desires. That is what is known as detachment. Detachment is not that when your body doesn't support you and say that, oh, now I will not eat something junk, I will not eat which is not offered to Krishna. At that age, you are expecting that is wrong. So point is you have to leave when your senses are competent enough to enjoy. So there the example comes, the case of in the Panchama, means in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yo dushtya sutan suhridrajyam hridi sprisha jahau yo vahi malavad uttama shloka lalasa. So this is yo dushtyajan, means something which is very, very difficult to give up. Okay. What is very, very difficult to give up? Dara Sutan. Dara means wife. And Sutan refers to children. So if somebody is in the most opulent family life and gives away his wife and his children, which is very, very difficult to give up, and he gives. Not only that, Suhrits Rajyam Hridis Prasha. He gives up his friends and well-wishers also. He gives up his Rajya, a kingdom also. And he Hridis Prasha, something which is situated within the core of one's heart. He immediately give up. How he give up? Jahau yu vaiva malavat. He gives up as if it is mala, as if it is a stool. He gives up. Why he gives up? Uttama shloka lalasaha. Because he wants to serve. He is fond of serving. He is having that lalasa, that greediness to serve the Uttama Shloka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he wants to serve him. That Supreme Personality of Godhead who is known as Uttama Shloka. So he is giving up all the opulences of life. And how he is giving up? He is giving up as if it is mala, as if it is a stool. Now, who has done this? Our Bharat Maharaj. King Bharata, Emperor Bharata, was so attracted by the beauty of the lotus feet of Krishna that even in his youthful life, in his prime youth, it was not that he enjoyed the kingdom for 70, 80 years and after that he's renouncing. No, Bharat Maharaj in his prime youth.
From there, still the inside, this removed all.
So in his prime youth, he was so much, because he was attracted to the lotus feet of Krishna, so in his prime youth, he gave his youthful life. He gave all his attachments of family, children, friends, wife, kingdom, etc., as though they were untouchable stones. Jo how yuvaiva malavat, it is as if it is mala, it is contaminated. Bharat, Emperor Bharat provides a typical example of detachment. He had everything enjoyable in the material world, but he left it. This means that detachment does not mean artificially keeping oneself aloof and apart from the allurements of attachment. Even in the presence of such allurements, see, if the allurements are not there and you say that, oh, I'm detached, the real test is when the allurements are there and still you have the power to say no to them. So, even in the presence of such allurements, if one can remain unattracted by material attachments, then that is called the real detachment. In the beginning, of course, a neophyte devotee must try to keep himself apart from all kinds of alluring attachments. But the real position of a mature devotee is that in the presence of all allurements, he is not at all attracted. That is the actual criteria of detachment. If somebody is very addicted to drinking liquor, naturally, if somebody is on a neophyte stage, the recommendation is that don't go to bar, don't associate with your friends or family who drinks, because then that allurement will come and finally you will give up and your determination and you will fall to that allurement. Very much possible. So in the starting stage, it is said that give up that sangha altogether so that neither the allurement comes, neither the desire comes, and then you will be detached from drinking. But as and when devotee progress, the real maturity of that devotee is seen that after that, even if he is sent to that bar with so many of his old friends, still he says no to drink. That is what is detachment. When he is not attracted to enjoy or fulfill his sense gratification. So that is what is detachment, which is known as virakti. So how many we covered? 4 we covered. 3. Shantir avyarthakalatam virakti. Now comes mana shunyata. In mana shunyata, atha mana shunyata. What does it mean? Utkrishtave amanitvam kathaiva manashunyata. So what is manashunyata? Manashunyata means absence of pride. Freedom for the desire to get any kind of honor. Utkrishtatve means in an exalted position, despite of being on a very superior level. Api amanitva, and not expecting any respect. See, if somebody is very, very known for something and he is on a very exalted position, and then if he doesn't expect any respect, that is what is known as manashunyat. So he is utkrishtavapi manitvam kathaita manashunyata. It's what is known as pridelessness. That is what is pridelessness. If, like, for example, if you are a leader of some community and there is some program that is being hosted by the community members, then naturally the leader is acknowledged, he is given respect, he is given honor. Now, if that leader, being in that leadership position, doesn't expect any any honor from somebody and is freed from that desire of getting honor, that is what is known as manashunyata. Means not having pridelessness, basically, not desiring for any honor. When a devotee, in spite of possessing all qualities of pure realization, is not proud of his position, he is called prideless. Yatha Padme. And he is quoting from Padma Puran. Harauratim vahan esha narendranam shikhamani bhiksham atna ati Pure swapakam apivandate. So he's giving the example of King Bhagirath. It is said that King Bhagirath was an emperor above all other kings. Yet he developed such ecstatic love for Krishna that he became a mendicant and went out begging even to the homes of his political enemies and untouchables. He was so humble that he respectfully bowed down before them. There are many similar instances in the history of India. Prabhupada is quoting about one big landlord known as Lal Babu, who was a Calcutta landholder. He became a Vaishnava and then he lived in Vrindavan. He was also begging from door to door, even at the homes of his political enemies. Begging involves being ready to be insulted by persons to whose home one has come. This is the meaning of begging, which is natural, but one has to tolerate such insults for the sake of Krishna. The devotee of Krishna can accept any position in the service of Krishna. This is what is Manashunyata. One should not have the desire that I am such and such person, I am a senior person in ISKCON, and I've been in so many decades, I have been in ISKCON, and people should respect me. If that is the thing, then one should understand that there is no Manashunyata. Rather, that devotee is full of pride. So this also we have to, and this what service actually humbles us is when, even though we are on a very exalted position, been chanting for decades, so-called seniors in ISKCON, when we go out for book distribution, like our Nityananda, Shonar Parvat, Gadi Gadi Jai. He was rolling on the ground like a golden mountain, but he was telling everybody to please open the door. And when people will open the door, they will find that nobody is there. Then who knocked? And actually it's Nitai who knocked, but Nitai was falling flat on the ground and asking for only one bhiksha. Bolo Krishna, Karo, Bolo Bhajo Krishna, Bolo Krishna, Karo Krishna Shiksha. That's what he is asking for. So when we go out for book distribution and we knock at that door and people smash the door on our face, that is what our mana shunyata is tested. When we don't feel insulted, even though they are insulting us, they are closing door right on our face. We don't deserve it. But yes, for Krishna, we deserve it. And then also, we leave that house with a very nice smile. And even if we tell them to take books and they don't accept it, still we leave them and give them good impression that it's okay, perfect, because we are satisfied that we did our duty. The rest it's up to Krishna. Krishna will make that soul the right soul. Maybe right now he is unright. So this is how this Mana Shunyata is developed. When we follow Krishna and accept any position in his service. Next is Atha Asha Bandha. Asha Bandha means hope against hope. The devotee has a great hope. Asha Bandho Bhagavata Prapti Sambhava Drida. There is a big determination. Drida. He is very fixed in his determination that no matter what, my Krishna will protect me. My Krishna will give his mercy. That is a hope against hope. That is a great hope. Asha Bandha. The devotee is very much optimistic that my Krishna will give me mercy. Avashya Rakshiva Krishna Vishwasa Palana. That is what is Asha Bandha. The strong conviction that one will certainly receive the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Sanskrit is known as Asha Bandha. Asha Bandha means to continue to think, because I am trying my best to follow the routine principles of devotional service, I am sure that I will go home back to Godhead. This is Asha Bandha. We see the example of Mukunda. Right. Mukunda, not Murari, but Mukunda. When Mukunda in that Mahaprakash Leela, Srinivas Thakur, and all the Parshads of the Supreme Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Lord, they asked him that, why don't you give mercy to Mukund also? Then should we call him, please give mercy to Mukund? And then finally Mahaprabhu says that go and tell Mukunda that for 10 million years I will not see him. Lifetimes, I think so. Some lifetimes he said that I won't see him because he is associating with some Mayavadi people, and I don't like that. And all the devotees, they rush to Mukunda, not just to give this message, but to tell him, warn him that Mahaprabhu is very upset with you, Mukunda. And they told him that this is what Mahaprabhu said. And he started dancing in ecstasy. And he said, okay, even if Mahaprabhu has said that he will meet me after so many million years, then I'm having this hope that yes, his words will come true. And after those years, he will give me mercy. And when Mahaprabhu came to know, Mahaprabhu was very happy and he said, call him right away, I want to give my darshan to him. And finally he got his mercy. There's also a story also when Narad Muni was walking and there was a cobbler and there was a Brahmana. So Narad Muni went to that Brahmana and said, hey Brahmana, you are doing so great service. And that Brahmana said, yes, Narad Muni, so where are you going? He's saying, just I'm wandering around. He said, okay, when are you planning to go to Vaikuntha? And Narad Muni said, very soon. And he said, okay, when you go to Vaikuntha, just ask the Supreme Lord that how many more lifetimes I have in this material world. And when he's going to call me back home, back to God. Narad Muni said, okay, I'll definitely ask. And same thing, there was one cobbler, and when Narad Muni went to him and he was sitting under a tree, and that cobbler said the same thing, Narad Muni, whenever you go to Vaikuntha, please ask Narayan when he's planning to call me back. Narad Muni said, okay. And Narad Muni went to Vaikuntha, asked Lord Narayan that these are your two devotees, they're worshipping you so nicely. This cobbler, when he's mending the shoes, every time he's calling out Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. So please, that's their inquisitiveness, they want to know. And Krishna, Narayan told that go and tell that Brahmana that he will take many lifetimes to come back. Okay, and Krishna Narayan told him that when you go back, you just tell them, they will ask that, oh, you went, so what Narayan was doing. You just tell them that Narayan was passing an elephant through the needle, through the hole of a needle. So you just tell them. So Narad Muni went and Narad Muni told that Brahmana. The Brahmana said, okay, Narad Muni, so what Narayan said, what was he doing? So Narad Muni said he was passing an elephant through a needle. So this Brahmana said that, oh, how it's possible? It's not possible. Do you really went to Vaikuntha or you're just making up? He said, no, he's really, he said, okay. So did he say anything about me coming back? Yeah, he told that, you will take many lifetimes to come back. So he said, oh, really? He said, yeah, but maybe around 5 to 6 more lifetimes you have, and then probably you'll come. And he said, Narad Muni, I don't believe you. First of all, you are telling that Narayan was passing an elephant through the hole of a needle. Secondly, you are saying that it will take 4 or 5 lifetimes for me, and I'm such an ardent devotee of Lord Narayan. How is it possible? I don't trust you. Narad Muni left that place. He came to that cobbler. And he asked the cobbler, and the cobbler said, so Narad Muni, how are you? So what my Lord was doing? And he said, your Lord was passing an elephant through the hole of a needle. And this cobbler started, he was feeling so grateful. He was paying obeisances that, oh, my Lord is so merciful. He's so magnanimous. He's so wonderful. So Narad Muni said, do you really believe that Lord Narayan was doing so? And he said, of course I believe. No, why? My Lord can do anything. You see, I'm sitting under this tree and how this tree is coming out. This tree is coming out from one seed. And that seed is having the whole tree inside that seed. So in that small seed, when there can be a whole tree, why can't my Lord can pass an elephant through the hole of a needle? Narad Muni was bewildered, was astonished that how a Shudra who is doing this job of a cobbler is having so much devotion towards Lord Narayan. So then he said, okay, you asked that when he's going to call me back. So Narad Muni said, yes. He said, when all the leaves of your tree under which you are sitting will turn yellow and fall, at that time he will call you. And he started dancing. He said, wow, that means I have that hope. I have that hope that my Lord will call me back. I will go home back to Godhead. I will go to Vaikuntha and serve him. And Narad Muni said, did you hear what I said? All the leaves of this tree has to turn yellow and fall. There should not be a single leaf on that tree. And that time, Lord Narayan will call you back. He said, no matter, it may take lifetimes, but it's okay. I have that hope. I'm Asha Bandha that my Supreme Lord will call me. And suddenly all the leaves turned yellow. They fell. The tree was barren. And the carrier came and finally he was taken to Vaikuntha just at that moment. So this is what is Asha Bandha. One is very, very sure in the process. And we should also be Asha Bandha. We should also have that great hope that Srila Prabhupada has given us this process. Avarupa Goswami has given us this process, and this process will surely work. Now he is quoting from Yatha Srimad Prabhupadanam, means he is quoting one of the prayer of Srila Rupa Goswami. I'll leave the Sanskrit. Srila Rupa Goswami, in one of his prayer, exemplifies his hopefulness. He says, O Krishna, na prema shravanadi bhakti. I have no love for Krishna, nor for the causes of any developing love for Krishna. Means hearing and chanting. Shravanadi. I have. Apiva yogo atva vaishnavo. I don't have any, I do not follow any process of bhakti yoga. Neither I serve any Vaishnavas, by which that process of bhakti yoga, by which one can fix one's mind at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. That is lacking me. And jnanam va shubha karma. I don't have any jnana, any philosophical knowledge. Neither I have any piety. I don't see any opportunity for me to execute such activities. But above all, I'm even born of a nice family. I was born in a Brahmana family. But I was not even born in a nice family. Though Rupa Goswami was born in a Brahmana family, but because he was serving Nawab Hussain Shah, so he's saying that now I'm a Muslim because I'm earning money by working under a Muslim king. So he's saying that I don't have any respectable family anymore now. Therefore, I must simply pray to you, Gopi Jana Vallabha. O Krishna, who is the maintainer and beloved of the gopis, Gopi Pritvene means who is the maintainer of the gopis. I simply wish and hope that some way or other I may be able to approach your lotus feet. And this hope is giving me pain because I think myself quite incompetent to approach your transcendental goal of life. The purport is that under this heading of Asha Bandha, one should continue to hope against hope that some way or other he will be able to approach the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. That is the hope against hope. Yeah, I was saying Gopritte Varane means that you are the maintainer of the gopis, you are the beloved of the gopis. So just like you are maintaining them, please maintain me also. So this is the mood of a devotee who is very Asha Bandha, who has a great hope that my Krishna will give his mercy to me. Even though I don't have the eligibility, even though I'm not the right patra, even though I don't have any qualities, but still My Supreme Lord is very magnanimous that he will bestow his prema bhakti to me. Next is Samat Kuntha, that a devotee is very, very eager, intense longing, yearning. Samat Kuntha Nija Bhashita. There is a complete eagerness of one's own cherished desire. Labhaya, for obtaining what Guru Labdhata, with great eagerness. One has this guru means heavy or great. That great eagerness is there that, oh, I have to serve. I have to do certain devotional service. Eagerness for achieving that desired service. When one is sufficiently eager to achieve success in devotional service, that eagerness is called samatkanta. This means complete eagerness. Actually, this eagerness is the price for achieving success in Krishna consciousness. Utsaha nishchad dhairya. Utsaha, enthusiasm should be there. Everything has some value, and one has to pay the value before obtaining or possessing it. It is stated in the Vedic literature that to purchase the most valuable thing, Krishna consciousness, one has to develop that intense eagerness for achieving success. Tatha laulyam cha, one has to get this greediness, that I want to achieve success in Krishna consciousness. In this regard, there is a very beautiful pastime of Ras Khan, how he was a Muslim, but how when he heard about Lord Sri Krishna, he came to Sri Vrindavan and he took Kshetra Sannyas. He never left after coming to Vrindavan, he never left Vrindavan. And he wrote so many savayas that with great eagerness he wants to see Krishna. And finally he saw Krishna face to face. Krishna gave him darshan. There are so many examples. The example of Madhav Das. For 12 years, he was making garland for Krishna. And then finally, every day he would go and present that garland. And as soon as he was doing this service, he told Krishna that, see, I'll do it for 12 years. After the next day, this 12 years will be over. Next day, you have to come to my kutir, my cottage, and you have to accept garland from me. That was his deal with Lord Shri Krishna. And for 12 years, with full dedication, whether it rains, shines, or whatever, he would go and he would offer a garland to Lord Shri Krishna in the temple. On the 12 years were completed, he told, see Krishna, today is the last day. Tomorrow I'll prepare that garland, but you have to come to my home, honor prasadam, I'll honor bhoga, and then you have to accept garland also from me. And Madhav Das told this and he went. Next day he waited. Krishna didn't show up. Again he waited. For 7 to 8 days he waited. He was every day preparing nice bhoga, but Krishna didn't turn up. Then one fine day he said that, okay, now it's enough. Now I will go to Barsana and I will not stay in Vrindavan anymore. This very thought, holding to that thought in his mind, he finally took up all the bhoga that he was carrying, and he was, whatever paraphernalia he had, he took it and he started for Barsana. And on the way, his way was stopped because there were many cows around and there were nobody to look. And suddenly one small little boy came and he said, and he was all, pura sharir pe gobar tha, means his whole body was soaked in cow dung. And this boy came and Madhav Das said, hey, who are you? And he said, see, I am a simple cowherd boy and these cows are going astray and it's so difficult for me to control them. Can you help me to control all these? And at the same time, I'm feeling very hungry. So Madhav Das said, okay, fine. So I do have certain food items with me. And I can give you and you can satisfy your hunger. Then Krishna says, see, Madhav Das, now you can see my hands are all in cow dung, my body is in cow dung. Why don't you just feed me? And Madhavda said, okay, whatever, I've actually cooked for Gopal, but he didn't show up, so I'll feed you. And he started feeding personally with his own hand to Krishna. And finally, when they both had, he was feeding him also, and himself also he was eating. When everything was done, and then Madhavda said, oh, see, I'm going to Barsana now. So now you can take care of your cows and I'm leaving. And immediately Krishna said, hey, Madhavdas, what about the garland? You have that garland also. You don't want to give me that garland? And Madhavdas understood that he is the same Krishna who has come like a boy, a small boy, cowherd boy. And he said, no, now I have no business with you. The moment I decided to go to Barsana, now you are coming here and requesting and accepting prasadam bhoga also. And now you want that garland also. You forgot those days when I was waiting for you for so long. And then Krishna says no. And then Madhav Saddas said no. From here onwards, now I will serve Radharani. If you want to accept any service, now you come to Barsana and accept service from me there. So the point is that the devotee is always enthusiastic in serving Lord Shri Krishna. And that intense desire, that lowlium, is the real price to pay to become Krishna conscious. Prabhupada is quoting from Krishna Karanamrita by Srila Bilva Mangal Thakur, who is saying that I'm eagerly waiting to see that boy of Vrindavan, whose bodily beauty is captivating the whole universe.
Easiness in that.
Thank you. Whose eyes are always bounded by black eyebrows and expanded like lotus petals, and who is always eagerly glancing over his devotees and therefore moving slightly here and there. His eyes are always moist, his lips are colored like copper, and through those lips there comes a sound vibration which drives one madder than a mad elephant. And I want to see him at Vrindavan. So this is Srila Bilva Mangal Thakur, who is writing in his Krishna Karnamrita, that how he is so eager to see the Supreme Lord, Lord Shri Krishna in Vrindavan. Finally is Nam Gane Sada Ruchi. Nam Gane Sada Ruchi means having taste in doing kirtan, in chanting. So he's saying, first he's defining, Rodana Bindu Maranda Shnadi Drik Indriya Vardya Govinda Tava Madhura Swarakanti Gayati Namavalim Bala. One Bala, one girl, she was continuously Namavali, means the garland of the holy name she is chanting. With her sweet little voice, Madhura Swara Kanti Gayati. She has a very sweet voice and she is chanting the names of the holy name of Lord Shri Krishna. Tava. Tava refers to your, O Govinda. Your holy name, your Namavali is being chanted, is being sung by that Bala who is having a very sweet voice. And that sometimes she's crying. And the drops of those crying, Bindu Maranda means some nectar is flowing from her eyes, from her beautiful eyes, Indriya Vardaya. So from her beautiful lotus eyes, the nectar is flowing, means nectar in the form of tears. So she is crying and she is singing your holy name. Who is this Bala? None other than Srimati Radharani. So again, Srila Bilva Mangal Thakur in his Krishna Karnamrita makes another statement about the chanting of Radharani. That one of the associates of Radharani said, O Lord Govinda, the girl who is the daughter of King Vrishabhanu is now shedding tears and she is anxiously chanting your holy name, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. This is Ruchi, having the taste in chanting Krishna's holy name. See, only the holy name is one that will take us clear us from this Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, in Kali Yuga, it's only holy name that will help us to come across this ocean of material existence. It's only Kali Yuga, in Kali Yuga only. It's the simplest process that just by chanting Krishna's holy name, we can get rid from the cycle of birth and death. Krishna Naam Adhar. In Kali Yuga, it's Krishna Naam only that will take us. Simara, Bhakt Uttare Par. Just by chanting Krishna's holy name, one may get rid of this cycle of material existence. Tad Gunakhyane Asakti. Then again from Krishna Karanamrita, he is quoting. Madhurayadapi madhuram, manmathatasya kimapi kishoram, chapalayadapi chapalam, cheto bata harati, hanta kim kurmaha. So he is quoting from Krishna Karanamrita by Bilva Mangal Thakur. Madhurayadapi madhuram. Madhura means something which is sweeter. That sweetness which is sweeter than who? Manmatha. Manmatha means Cupid, who has the power to enchant. Api Kishoram. Chapalayadapi chapalam. He is naughtier than all the restless boys. Cheto bataharati. He is the one who steals the heart. Anta kim kurmaha. What shall I do? What shall I do? So here, attachment for the chanting of the glory of the holy name in Krishna Karnamrita is as follows. What shall I do for Krishna, who is pleasing beyond all pleasurable conceptions? Madhurayadapi madhuram. And who is naughtier than all the restless boys? Chapalayadapi chapalam. The idea of Krishna's beautiful activities is attracting my heart, and I do not know what I can do. They are basically overwhelmed by chanting Krishna's glory, and they have so much eagerness, those who are on the level of bhava, that non-stop they want to glorify Lord Shri Krishna, his form, his name, his qualities. Last is Tadvasati Sthale Preeti, means having attraction to the place where Lord Shri Krishna performs his pastimes, or sacred places where Krishna is there, his abode, like Sri Vrindavan, Mathura Dham, Navadvip Dham, Puri Dham. Tad vasati sthale preeti. Preeti means having affection and attraction. And here he is quoting from Padyavali by Srila Rupa Goswami. And he's saying, Atra sit kilananda sadma, shakatasarya bhayad bhajanam. Now he's saying Atra Sit means here is the house. Srila Rupa Goswami is saying here is the house of Nanda Maharaj. Atra Sit Kila Nanda Sadma. There's a house of Nanda Maharaj where something great happened. What happened? The cart was broken. Bhanjanam. The cart was broken. And in that cart there was actually somebody. Who was there? Shakatasura. Shakatasura was there, and that cart breaking ceremony happened in the house of Nanda Maharaj. Okay, what else? Banda Chedo Kara. Banda Cheda means one who cuts the bondage of others. That same personality has become now Dama Bhi. His own Dam, his own Udar has been tied up with Dam. He is tied up with the ropes, and he is known as Damodara. Itham Mathura Vridavaktra. And drinking the nectar that is flowing from the mouth of one of the elderly resident of Mathura. He is narrating these pastimes. And how he is narrating these pastimes? Vigalat Piyusha Dharam. He is quoting with his eyes full of tears. And he is quoting as if he is drinking some nectar. The tears were streaming from his eyes, and these tears were the tears of joy. And he is narrating these different pastimes of the killing of Shakatasura, of Krishna being called as Damodar, bound by the ropes, not actually the ropes, but by the love of Mother Krishna. So he's been narrating these pastimes. When shall I? So he's saying, Anadrishu Thara, Kada Madhupurim Dhanyas Charasmyaham. When I will become fortunate enough to wander in such holy places of Mathura Mandal and witness all these pastimes. In this place, the son of Maharaj Nanda used to live with his father, who was king of all cowherd men. In its place, Lord Krishna broke the cart in which the Shakatasura demon was concealed. At this place, Damodar, who has cut the knot of our material existence, was tied up by Mother Yashoda. A pure devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, resides in the district of Mathura or Vrindavan and visits all these places where Krishna's pastimes were performed. All these sacred places, Krishna displayed his childhood pastimes with the cowherd boys and Mother Yashoda. That's why this Gokul is much more fortunate than the Golok, which is in Sri Vrindavan. The system of circumambulating all these places is still current among devotees of Lord Shri Krishna when they come to Mathura and Vrindavan and feel that transcendental pleasure. Tad vasati sthale priti. Actually, if someone goes to Vrindavan, he will immediately feel separation from Krishna, who performed such nice pastimes when he was present there. And Rupa Goswami is saying, Kada madhupurim dhanyas charishyami aham. When that day will come, when I will be fortunate enough to go to such holy places in the city of Mathura Mandal and witness all these pastimes. Then he says that such attraction for remembering Krishna's activity is actually known as attachment for Krishna. There are impersonalist philosophers and mystics also, however, who by a show of devotional service want ultimately to merge into the existence of Supreme Lord. They sometimes try to imitate a pure devotee's sentiment also by visiting the holy places where Shri Krishna has performed his pastimes, but they simply have a view of salvation. Means in their inner heart, they only want liberation. They only want bhukti and mukti. So their activities cannot be considered on the level of bhava bhakti. So after describing these 9, till vasati sthale priti, all the 9 characteristics described by Srila Rupa Goswami, now Srila Rupa Goswami says that such attraction can be seen in other devotees also. But we have to see that they are impersonalist or not. If they are impersonalist, they may imitate the sentiments of other devotees. They may visit such holy places. They may feel separation from Krishna, but actually their inner heart is longing for salvation, for liberation. So naturally, their activities cannot be considered as bhava bhakti. It is said by Srila Rupa Goswami that the attachment exhibited by pure devotees for Krishna cannot possibly be perfected in the hearts of karmis or mental speculators, because such attachment in pure Krishna consciousness is very rare and it is not possible to achieve even by many liberated persons. So coming on to that level of bhava bhakti, even those many liberated persons also cannot achieve this bhakti. Liberation from material contamination is the stage at which devotional service can be achieved. For a person who simply wants to have liberation or want to merge into impersonal Brahma Jyoti, then attachment to Krishna is not possible to acquire. This attachment is very confidentially kept by Krishna, and it is bestowed only upon his pure devotees. Even ordinary devotees cannot have such pure attachment for Krishna. So again, coming to level of bhava bhakti, as we discussed, that till asakti, it is going against the flow, against the current, or climbing a mountain. So there you have to put an extra effort. Then on the peak is the bhava bhakti, and then finally it only flows, which is to the prema bhakti. And this bhava bhakti is very, very difficult to achieve. You need some mercy. Sabhukti mukti, if somebody is having some desire for some fruitive activities and some liberation, bhukti, mukti, kama, or some desire to enjoy this world, Shuddham Bhakti Apurvatam, and they do not perform Shuddha Bhakti, then Hridaya Sambhavati Esham Katham Bhagavati Rati, then just think once, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, that if somebody is having an ulterior desire of bhukti, of enjoyment, of mukti, of liberation from this material world, and they do not perform Shuddha Bhakti, unalloyed devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna, then do you think, Hridaya Sambhavati Yesham, do you think that ever in their heart that Bhagavad Riti will spout? No, it won't. They will never have, they cannot come to the level of having that bhav or emotions for Lord Shri Krishna. But then Srila Rupa Goswami says, he quotes this, that actually there are so many devotees who artificially think of Krishna's pastimes, known as Ashtakaliya Leela. Sometimes they may artificially imitate these pastimes, pretending that Krishna is talking with them in the form of a boy, or they may pretend that Radharani and Krishna both have come to him and they're talking with him. What is all this? Such characteristics are sometimes exhibited by an impersonalist class of men also, and they may captivate some innocent persons who have no knowledge in the science of devotional service. However, as soon as an experienced devotee sees all these caricatures, he can immediately evaluate such rascaldom. So this is pseudo devotees, which are giving up some symptoms of Bhava Bhakti, showing up some symptoms of Bhava Bhakti, but genuinely they do not have even an iota of Bhava Bhakti in their heart. Now then there are two types that we will cover next week. We will stop here. So there are two types, Pratibim tata chaya ratya bhaso dvida mataha. That this imitative attachment, what these people depict, they are divided into two headings. That is shadow attachment and para attachment, chaya and pratibimba. So what is that? That we will see next week. So from 1-3-45, chapter 18, we will cover next Friday. So thank you all so much. So this way, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada has given us these 9 characteristics. By checking on these 9 characteristics, we can be sure enough to know that the person is really on a Bhava Bhakti or simply making a show of it. So we took 15 minutes extra. I'm sorry for that. But we will
Thank you,
stop.
Mataji. Very excellent class. Thank you. Dandavat pranam, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Thanks a lot for such thoughtful class, Mataji. It taught us so many things related to Bhava Bhakti and its characters, and what is the difference between imitation Bhakti and Bhava Bhakti. Thanks a lot, Mataji, for your time. Dear devotees, please go ahead if you have any realizations or questions.
Yes, Sunil. Maybe we can, 1 minute, maybe we can all memorize this verse because this is very important. Shanti ravyartha kalatvam viraktirmana shunyata asha banda samatkunta nam gane sadaruchi asakti satha gunakhyane pritis tadvasati stale iti adya anubhavasya jata bhavan kure chane. And this is not just to test others, but this is to introspect our own selves also, making a checklist that do we really are on the level of bhav or we still have a long way to go. Yes, Sunil Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat pranam. Thank you so much, Mataji, for a very beautiful class. Mataji, regarding the hope against hope, that beautiful verse is shared by Srila Rupa Goswami. Later, the section comes where it says, those who are bhukti mukti, for them, they can't achieve. So doesn't it contradict each other?
No. See, Asha Banda is that even though I do not have the quality, even though I may not be a right candidate, but still I seek that mercy of Lord Shri Krishna. That is Asha Banda. But where Rupa Goswami says that where somebody is showing the symptoms of Bhava Bhakti, they are claiming. See here, when Srila Rupa Goswami is saying in utter humility, he is saying that I do not have any eligibility. What to talk of showing the symptoms of Bhava Bhakti? I do not have any eligibility, but still I'm so Asha Bandha, I'm so having this hope that Krishna will give his mercy to me. And I am trying my best to follow all the regulations of devotional service. But where Bhukti Mukti Spriha, what Srila Rupa Goswami is quoting is that they are having the desire for Bhukti Mukti in their heart, but externally they are showing the symptoms of Bhava Bhakti. So this is wrong. This is not correct. They are not the right candidate to achieve this Bhava Bhakti because they are hypocrite. Inside they are having that other agenda of getting some Bhukti Mukti Kami. Right? But outwardly, they are showing the symptoms of Bhava Bhakti like tears and hair standings on it, or faltering or fainting. So they are showing these symptoms. But inside, are they really connected or having that affection towards Lord Shri Krishna? Or they have their own ulterior agenda, ulterior motive, where they want liberation or some sense enjoyment. So that is why it is not right.
Okay,
Yes.
so Mataji, if we have this Bhukti Mukti, but not pretending, and we can have Asha Samatkanta, right?
So if you have Bhukti Mukti, then we should pray to Krishna that I have this desire of Bhukti and Mukti, but please, Krishna, I want you to please make me get rid of these desires. I want to uproot these desires from my heart. I am such a fallen soul that I'm still hankering for this Bhukti and Mukti, though I know that this is not the right. I only want your Prema Bhakti. I only long for your Prema Bhakti. So, Krishna, you please make such arrangements so that my heart can become pure and I can accept this unadulterated service of yours.
Thank you so much, Mataji. And last question, how does this hope gives pain, Mataji? I'm not able to understand.
What?
This comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Like this verse is given, and that said that hope is always giving me pain.
That hope is always giving me
Pain. I
fame.
sent the verse in chat. Pain, pain.
Pain. Pain.
Yeah, pain.
Pain.
Pain,
Mataji,
Mataji, pain. Dard, dard.
P-A-I-N. P-A-I-N.
Pain. Pain. Giving me pain. What pain? Like what verse we are talking about, Prabhu?
The same verse which you quoted, Mataji, and Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Madhya 23.29, same verse only.
Shantir avyartha kalatvam.
No, na prema shavanadi bhakti apiva yoga.
P-A-I-N.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Pain. What pain? Last verse, Shravanadi.
I sent in chat, Mataji.
Na prema. Shravanadi Bhakti Rapiva. Yeah, I do not have. So he's saying that I do not have any love for you, and now neither I'm qualified for discharging, nor do I possess any mystic power of a Vaishnava, nor do I have knowledge, neither pious activities, nor do I belong to a very high class family. On the whole, I do not possess anything. Still, O beloved of the gopis, O Gopi Jana Vallabha, because you bestow your mercy on the most fallen, I have an unbreakably hope that is constantly in my heart, and that hope is always giving me pain. Yes, is always giving me pain. Why? Because that he is asking something from Krishna for which he himself is thinking that he is not eligible of. He doesn't have any eligibility. So he's saying, I'm hoping against hope. And that hope itself is giving me pain that, oh, Krishna, I'm asking you something for which I do not deserve it. In that sense, he's saying that thing is giving me pain.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji.
So this is the humility of our acharyas. See, they are more than eligible, but still that's their humility that they are posing in such a way that they are saying that I do not have anything, and this is the only hope I have, that you have to bestow your mercy on me. Right.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Right. Sorry, I was not able to hear. Yes, Divya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, you spoke about how like a devotee acts when being, offended, humiliated, and how, how they are not agitated. But I wonder if you have like a service that you really like to do, and it's forcefully taken away from you, from like another devotee, and at that point, um, uh, how should a devotee react?
If somebody that gives you pain,
No, if
hurts
if you hurt in a sense, if you're doing, if there's a service that is very dear to you, that you're doing it, and
you.
it's forcefully taken away from you,
Hmm.
and and at that point, how should a devotee react? Like,
How do you react at that time? See, if there is genuinely some service and you were doing it and that has been taken from you, you can consult your seniors, means the leaders of that community, from those who are in charge of those services. For one time, you should ask, like, what's the reason? If they give you some valid reason, then work on that reason. And if they don't give you any valid reason, then just tolerate it. Just accept it that, okay, maybe Krishna doesn't want my service. So this thing has happened. This is the will of the providence. This is what Krishna wants. But on a very instance, you just cannot think that this is what Krishna wants. So better to consult with those who are in charge of those services, that what is the reason? Kindly give me the reason. And if there is any scope of improvement, I am ready to do it. And you should work on it. And if they don't have any particular reason and not valid thing that they will tell you, where you that convinced you that why that service has been taken, and that just accepted that, okay, that's what Krishna wants. Tolerate it. Krishna will give you some other service.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. But one time we should always ask from the seniors, from those who are managing those services. There is no harm.
Sometimes there's favoritism among the leaders. So they want
Yeah,
to...
so they will come up with it. That's what I'm saying. You will get to know if they really want you to improve, they will give you the scope of improvement and then you work on it. But if you don't find any valid reason from them, that means that there is some hidden agenda. So just accept at that time that, okay, maybe Krishna doesn't want me to do that service, and just leave it. Accept any. There are many services you can do for Krishna. Don't get attached to one service.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sudhakar
Sudhakar.
Prabhuji.
Sudhakar Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
No, no.
Once again, a beautiful lecture. Just I want to clarify my realization or understanding of all these 9 qualities. That any one quality will lead to automatically all the 9, or is it that if one has to have all those 9?
One has to have all those 9. With one characteristics, you cannot come to this realization that somebody is on the Bhava Bhakti. All 9 should be there. So that's why Srila Rupa Goswami is saying these are the characteristics of Bhava Bhakti. All 9 should be there.
It means so even if one develops, or suppose, for example, Mataji, maybe one has or one notices one character, it means automatically all 8 will be implied. Is it something like that? He will be possessed. No.
No, not all. Like if somebody is really humble, but may not be utilizing the time, a humble person may not be humble in a real sense, may not have that preeti or affection with Lord Shri Krishna. But still, humility is a characteristics which even a non-devotee they possess. Somebody may be attracted to going to Vrindavan, but may not have that much of, mana shunyata or virakti or ashabandha. So basically, it's all 9. We cannot just judge upon one characteristic. And having one characteristic doesn't mean that all 8 will follow.
Okay. Because in other devotions of limb, something we learned like that. I thought like that. Any Mataji, just for us to contemplate of like a role model from the scriptures, you have any character or any devotee representing all those 9 at least?
Ambarish Maharaj.
Sorry, Mataji.
Ambarish Maharaj.
Ambarish Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. All 9.
I'm just trying to check and contemplate all those 9 things.
See, if
That's
you
the reason
see
I asked about
Parikshit
it.
Maharaj and you check, if you see, Ambarish Maharaj and you check, he was Shanti, he was very patient. Though Durvasa Muni was cursing him, but still he was very quiet, standing, accepting. Avyartha Kalatvam, we know that how he is the epitome of all the 9 processes of devotional service. He was engaging in Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. He was doing all 9. So Avyartha Kalatvam, he was not wasting even a single moment, not being Krishna conscious. Virakti, he was an emperor, but still how he was not attached to his wealth, to his opulence. Even to his queen, he would not even give that much of importance. Manashunyata, no, nothing. There was not even a single pride. Pride was there in the heart of Ambarish Maharaj. Durvasa Muni came and he was serving him. He became so arrogant. Still, he was Manashunyata. Later, Sudarshan came and chasing Durvasa Muni. And then Durvasa Muni told that Krishna told me, Narayan told me that I should beg forgiveness from you. And still, he was having no pride in his heart. That, see, I am a great devotee. You offended me and see what happened to you. No, nothing. Asha Bandha, he was still hoping against hope that somehow Krishna will help me to keep all my Ekadashis and this Durvasa Muni will be saved. Samatkanta, he was very enthusiastic. All the 12 Ekadashis he kept, but for whom? For citizens, not for his personal gain. He doesn't have any personal agenda. He was doing it all for the sake of citizens, for the welfare of the citizens. Nam Ganesh Chadaruchi, and he was always engaged in chanting Krishna's holy name. He was also engaged in glorifying Krishna's qualities, Asakti Tadgunakhyane, to his queens. Means because he was engaging in all the processes of devotional service. Priti Tadvasati Sthale, and he would do that margin of the temple because he was so much having affection to the temple of Lord Shri Krishna, to the places where Krishna has performed his pastimes. And all these qualities we see even in Parikshit Maharaj. So these are the great devotees in the scriptures who are actually beyond Bhava Bhakti. They are on the level of prema.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. That's why I was just trying to understand some role model characters for us to contemplate, or maybe just try to understand. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So as I said, these characteristics are there, but not to judge others. Whether somebody is having this. No, it is for us. We have to respect in our own life that we have to develop these qualities. If these qualities are not there, then that means Bhava Bhakti has not sprouted in our heart. There is a long way to go.
So ultimately, you can say in one way that Navada Bhakti can lead to all these 9 things there. But in a way, we can interpret.
Yeah, in one sense, you can say. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yes, Kripamai Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Wonderful session, Mataji. Then I wanted to say, because I want to be pure devotee only. I'm a conditioned soul, but it's in the Ashada Bhakti, Ashada Bandha you are telling, Mataji.
Asha Bandha, yes.
Asha Bandha. That's hoping for the hope to become yeah. I don't know. I don't really know the meaning of that mukti and liberation and all. Liberation and all, how high devotees and all should think.
but I wanted to be this small devotee, pure devotee only. I wanted to be kind of only thinking and only serving the Lord. That is my thing. That is because Mukti and all is very too high for me and all. And then I'm thinking only God will say me. I'm having I wish I'm restricted on Krishna. I will pray God kindly save my daughter and myself. She's like that. Thank you,
That's
Mother.
okay.
Thank
You
you.
can pray for your family members for sure. And as you said that we don't pray for bhukti mukti and we only want that we should serve the Supreme Lord. Kahin bhi
Yes,
rakhe,
Mother.
wherever he keeps us, but we should always be engaged in his service, in the
Yes, Mother.
association of devotees, right? Yeah. But
Whenever
praying
health
for our
permits, I
loved
will go
ones
and visit
is
his
not
temple. Whenever health permits, I'll go and visit his temple. Recently visited Badrinath, Muktinath, I visited Mother. Then I
very,
wanted to go to Vrindavan also. Vrindavan, I'm planning to go. Thank you,
very
Mother. Thank you.
sure. Definitely. Your
Wonderful.
prayers fulfilled. Dhanwad.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Shivani Mataji, you wanted to say something?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dana pranams. Thank you for a very beautiful class. Mataji, my question is, sometimes I have just recently, I was at the temple and very senior devotees. So when I went for Mahaprashadam, I felt like they did not want to give it to me, They told me to go somewhere where it was not there. And then I had to come back. And I didn't understand like why someone would behave like this. But I didn't have any anger or anything towards them, but I just couldn't understand that behavior. If you could shed some light on that.
Nothing much. You see, there are devotees who are all on different level. Okay. You cannot expect all devotees to be in that ideal situation. We cannot expect that. If we are expecting that, then it is our fault. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur said that this movement of Krishna consciousness is like a hospital. In hospital, how can you expect some sane person coming in? In hospital, only those will come who will be affected with some or the other disease. They will come to the hospital to get cured. Similarly, this movement, this Krishna consciousness, this ISKCON movement, yes, there are many temples. In that temples, there are many devotees, and all the devotees, it's just like an hospital where the devotees have come and everybody is having some or the other disease. Somebody is afflicted with greed, somebody is afflicted with pride, somebody is afflicted with anger. That kama, krodha, lobha, moh, mad, matsarya, that is there in the heart of the devotees. So they have come to get cured. So how can we expect that everybody is a very pure 100% first class devotee? No. So we should not have that dosh buddhi in those devotees, even if they are doing something like you gave an example that you asked for Mahaprasad. And that devotee, whatever his mindset was, whether he or she wants to give you or genuinely there was no, and he sent you some other place. And when you went there, there was no Mahaprasad. Your to and fro journey happened from one place to another, but we don't know whether the devotee really doesn't want to give or has saved some things for others or for himself, herself, or the prasadam was genuinely not there. We can't say. And if you came to know the reason also, then also I would say there is no use of seeing faults in others. Because if that fault is there, then that fault will be rectified slowly and gradually. So why unnecessary? We see that fault and do that dosha kirtan and tell others and unnecessary create disturbance. So no need. Just let go. Just let go. See your own self. If you got Mahaprasad, your mercy is there. If you didn't, okay, Krishna doesn't want to give me. It's okay. Just walk.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. Very, very
Don't
grateful to you.
expect anyone to be on a perfect, ideal level of so-called devotee. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his Madhurya Kadambini says that a devotee is one who is at least on the level of ruchi, who has taste for chanting Krishna's holy name. And here, everybody is on this anartha level, and we are categorizing them as devotee. They are not devotees. They are struggling sadhakas. We are all struggling sadhakas. A devotee shines when you see a devotee. When you talk to that devotee, you will really feel. So that is a devotee. Not everyone, yes, we are calling them as a devotee, but they all are struggling sadhakas. With some or the anarthas, they are struggling. So don't expect that ideal situation in someone. And forget about others. Just think about yourself. What is our level? Where are we? Where are we standing in our Krishna consciousness? Think about our own self, because Krishna consciousness journey is not to judge others, but to improve ourselves. That is the main purpose. How can I improve my sadhana? How I can improve my level where I can be the right candidate to achieve Krishna's mercy? That's the only things we should think of. Rest all are external, all are bahya, and let them be external only. Don't break your head in that.
Thank you
Right.
so much, Mataji. So grateful to you. Hare Krishna, Dana Pranam.
Very good. Thank you, Mataji, for such beautiful answer. Like I also got an answer for the same question, Mataji. Thanks a lot. So, Mataji, like follow up, like we should not think about it, right, Mataji? Like if something is happening, also somewhere we'll get hurt, right, Mataji? So how to pacify ourselves that don't get into that way.
See,
Don't
if
get
you
it.
are, don't get into, that's the real lesson you have to learn. Don't unnecessarily poke your nose into somebody else's business. And secondly, whatever is happening, it's because of our karmic reactions.
Because of
Some
our anarthas.
karmas, some karmic reactions, some karmas have matured now, paripakva ho gaye hain wo, and now they are showing the results. And others are mere an instrument. They are simply an instrument to give us the reactions of our karmas.
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. I think Sunil Prabhuji has it out.
Hare Krishna, sorry Mataji, just in this connection only. Mataji, for example, let's say in temple we are doing services, shared services, like in same services, and like when we are serving, the devotee might have like the way of doing is different service. More it's wonderful, want to please the seniors, but the way like he does the service, like it doesn't matches with my way, Mataji. It really creates so much frustration. Like he should be doing like this. I know I shouldn't be saying to him like that. I mean, senior doesn't have problem. Why should I have problem? I know it, but it creates so much frustration, Mataji. What to do in that case?
So then whose fault? It's our fault. Like, for example, recently you have been engaged in making posters for Bhakti Sangha. Previous to you, there were many devotees who were engaged in that same service. Now, if you get this buddhi, this dosha buddhi, that everybody should work my way, or others have this thought process that how come Sunil Prabhu is making these kinds of posters, they should make the way we were making in Bhakti Sangha, the old posters, the way we want, then it's their fault. Everybody has its own way or mood of service. Some restrictions are there, some rules and regulations have to be followed, but that doesn't mean that somebody cannot put his own bhav, his own emotion in those service. Okay, so there is no my way or highway. There is no such things in Krishna consciousness. We have to work cooperatively. If others are saying something and if it is possible for you, just do it. Don't have that dosha buddhi in others that how they are doing, they should do in this way. Let them do whatever they are doing. If it is not bothering you, it's not bothering your sadhana, let them do. And when others are correcting you, if it is possible for you to come to that level, well and good, come to that level. If it is not possible, very humbly, politely say no, because if that is bothering you, and because that botheration will eventually come in your sadhana also. So if it is bothering you, just politely say no to it, that I cannot come to that level. Give me some time to do that service. If you can do it, well and good. If you cannot, say no to it. It's very simple. Krishna consciousness is very simple. You have to be selfish to become selfless. First, think of your own thing. If something is bothering you in your sadhana, just leave it there and then. Just leave it there and then. That is what is Krishna consciousness. If something with some cooperation and conversation and communication, if something can be rectified, do it. If it is going all the way opposite, leave it there and then, forget it, move on. That's all.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So helpful. Thank you so much.
Yes, Parinama Puja.
Hare Krishna Mataji. You just said partly what I wanted to say. I was just going to tell my experience. But I keep it very simple. If services come my way, whatever, I don't see I don't see the politics part at all. Oh, this person is better, this person is not so better, this person is so nice, this person is a devotee, this person is not. I keep it very simple. मैं मेरे लेवल पे I accept the service. I do it to the best of my capacity. If I'm given some corrections, I feel very happy, very nice. I can serve better. And if the service doesn't come to me, and if I'm still inclined to do that service, I have my home deities. I do the service to them because they are the same. And or even if that is not possible, mentally offer from your heart, because not everything is possible for you to offer. Honestly, you want to offer the best, sometimes you cannot afford it. So do it just mentally. Oh Krishna, can I offer you this? I really want to offer you that. Yeah, that is also a service, Mataji. Sorry, I am not at any good level, but this is what I personally think. And if I need corrections, please correct me.
No, very true, Mataji. You said very right that whatever comes to your way, just accept it. And if you are able to do it, do it. If not, home deities are always there.
Exactly.
Manasa Seva, I would say, is because at least if I talk about myself, then I don't feel so eligible to do that Manasa Seva. So rather doing that Manasa Seva even to the home deities, if we can render some Seva with our limbs, that would be better. But yes, as you said, that if that is also not possible, then as my Guru Maharaj also used to say that sometimes, we travel, we can't take our deities with us. So Guru Maharaj said that whenever at that point, try to do that Manasik Seva. But every day taking that
Not
advantage
every
of
day.
Manasik Seva,
Yes,
I
not
can.
every day. Yes, Mataji. Like for example, I want to offer like 56 items, but it is not possible for me to make 56 items.
Then what you do is that you just make the count, like offer apple, banana, pear, watermelon, orange, or mango. Don't take it as just one fruit offering. Make this 6 offerings.
Okay, because you cannot make 56 pieces. We want to how they offer in Raj Mandal. I've seen that. Oh my God, there are so many savories, rice items. I mean, you really.
So as your eligibility, you make whatever you want. If you want only the number, no problem. I offer 56 items. This is my number.
Okay. Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much. The class is always so wonderful. And it's like a relish to the ears.
Be practical, be simple.
Yes.
Krishna consciousness is very simple.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
Trust.
So I keep very simple. I try my best to stay out of politics. I don't enter that arena. If I feel there is something like that, I just move out.
Yeah,
Because
just
I don't
step
want to
back.
corrupt my mind. Only my mind will be
Yeah.
corrupted. The situation is not going to
Yes.
change.
Yeah. situation is not going to change. Mind will be corrupted. Very true.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I need the mental peace to do my sadhana and seva.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Parinamati.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I wanted to give input to Sunil Prabhu. Not that
Yes.
I'm
Thank you so much,
I'm an
Mataji.
advanced person, but what I do, I'm just sharing, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Jai.
Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
Can we
Thank
stop
you.
now? Okay, we'll take
Yeah.
last question of Rupal Mataji, and then we'll stop.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I want to thank Parima Mataji because not many devotees like to talk on the topic which she touched on. I have talked with many devotees told me because of the politics we are not, they are very advanced devotees, but they back off from some services and they do their own thing just because of this. Mataji, my question is, when I read Bhagavatam, I feel like when I do deity seva at home, I feel like I'm very low. Like, who am I to, you know, how can I do all these things? I feel like I feel very low. That how can I wake up God, or like sometimes I have feeling like that. Like, who am I to offer? Like, He's everything. Like, how can I do this kind of
That's why
thing?
when we do deity worship, we never do it because we are doing it. We always do it on behalf of our spiritual master. Whenever we do Arati, first we take permission from our Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, our Acharyas, and then we offer it to the Divine Couple or Nityananda Prabhu or Parandana. Directly we don't, because naturally that feeling that I'm nowhere is actually a good feeling. And therefore we don't step on that and do it on our own behalf. Rather, we do it on behalf of our Gurudev. That Gurudev is performing this Arati, I'm simply an assistant. I'm just assisting him. Gurudev is dressing the deities, I'm simply an assistant. Gurudev is offering bhoga, I'm simply an assistant. So we do it on behalf of our spiritual master.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Wonderfully explained. Thank you. Thank you very much. Haribol.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot for this Q&A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's time for Mataji to go sleep. It's too late for her.
Yes, Mataji.
I'm not feeling well also today. So,
and she has class tomorrow also. So
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji
Thank you,
Mataji. Thank
Mataji.
you, thank you.
Thank you,
Dear
Mataji.
devotees,
Dandavat
let us
Pranam,
offer
Hare
our
Krishna.
obeisances to Mataji. Vancha
Vancha
kalpatarubhyascha
Kalpatarubyascha,
kripa
kripa
sindhubhyevacha
sindhubhyevacha
patitanam
patitanam
pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
vaishnavebhyo namo
vaishnavebhyo
namaha.
namo namaha.
अनंत कोटि
Hare
वैष्णव
Krishna.
वृंद की जय,
Ki
शिल
jai.
प्रभुपाद की
Prabhupada
जय,
ki
नेक्टर
jai.
फाउंडेशन की जय.
Jai.
Thank you,
Take care
Mataji.
your health.
Thank you,
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Mataji. Hare
Mataji.
Mataji.
Krishna.
Mataji
Sundari
ki jai.
Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Jai,
Take care your
jai.
health,
Thank
Mataji.
you.